Hi folks, I've got another guitar lesson for you as a part of my series on how to play great songs. Today I can show you how to do Fearless, that Pink Floyd classic from the Metal album. Fearless. Now this is a song that is in alternate tuning. It's the open G tuning. Now before, I understand you may have a little hesitation, some of you, about retuning the guitar, but really it's a piece of cake. Open G tuning. Instead of the low E string being on E, you tune it down to D. And then you have the A string, which you tune down to G. And then the first string, the high E string, that gets tuned down to D as well. So there's really only 3 strings that need changing. Your E goes down to D, your A goes down to G, and your high E goes down to D. Strings 2, 3, and 4, all part of the G chord. You can keep them the same. So once you've done that, it should sound like this. That's the open G tuning. So this song starts with that chord, kind of do an upstrum on it to give it a nice effect. And there are little fills in there, which I can show you right off the top. This is just what I do. I don't know if this is exactly note for note how the album is, but it sounds pretty much right with it. You got the opened chord, and then the first little lick is on the 2nd string, 1st fret, pull off from 1 to 0 on the 2nd string, and then pull off on the 3rd string 2 to 0. So it's on and then do a little on the 4th string, you do a hammer from 0 to 2. That's just 0 to 2 on the 4th string. And then a 4 to 5 on the 5th string. 4 to 5. And just kind of make your own sort of melody with that. This is just kind of how I do it. And then you just kind of strum to the rhythm. And then there's this part where you start doing the climbing, sort of climbing the staircase kind of thing. And so you start with the 3rd string on the 4th fret and the 5th string on the 4th fret. 3rd string on 4, 5th string on 4, and everything else is open. And so during this entire climbing the staircase, you just keep that same formation the whole time. You're just changing the frets. Every other string is open. You're just on the 3rd string and the 5th string, and you start with 4, and then you climb up to 5, and to 7. You're just following the dots on the guitar. So 4, 5, 7, 9, and then 11, 12, and at the end of 12 you just do a little sort of trailing off slide back down. You do a trailing off slide like that. So you just have to practice to get the right rhythm of it, but it goes like this. And then strum it open. Does it 4 times. then from there, you're ready to start the verse. So right before the verse starts, you have this 5 to 3. Just bar all 6 strings and go 5 to 3. And at the beginning of the song, it does that twice. And that's the cue to start singing right there. So let's back up from the beginning just to kind of get everybody on the same page. Up strum. And hold. One more time. And then 5 to 3. And then 5 to 3 again. You say the hill's too steep to climb. 5 to 3. Climbing. You'd say you'd like to see me try. Climbing. And then you go to 2. You pick the place and I'll choose the time. That's the 7. Back to open. And I'll climb. I do it my own way. That's 5. Back to open. Just wait one for the right day. 5. Back to open. And as I rise above the tree lines, that's 5 in the clouds. I look down. 7. Hear the sound. 5 of the things you said today. Open. And then the staircase. Climb. Does it 4 times every time. Four, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. And then we got this little part in the middle of the song. It's kind of like a bridge, little instrumental bridge section, where you start with this chord. And that's going to be your first string on the 4th fret, 2nd string on the 3rd fret, 3rd string open, 4th string on the 4th fret. And then slide it down 2. And then back up. It does this 3 times. Here's the 3rd time. And then open G. 5 to 3. Fearlessly the idiot face the crowd. 5 to 3. Smiling, merciless, the magistrate turns round, frowning to 2, and there's a fool who wears the crown. The 7, open, and you go down. In your own way, that's 5. Just wait 5 again. And as you rise above the fear lines in the crowd, to 7 you look down, hear the sound, back to 5, of the faces in the crowd. And then the lick again. So you got little other licks you can kind of spice it up with. That little bit I just did was just 10 to 12, you know, just on the first 3 string. Just a little 10 to 12 action. You know, that kind of stuff is sort of improvised. Just do it how you want to do it. But essentially that's the ending of the song. There's only 2 verses. You got the verse and then you got that middle section. Just in case you need me to re-emphasize what there's that one chord that's a little bit different from the other ones in the bridge. You got 1st string, 4th fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 3rd string open, 4th string on the 4th fret. And you just do that same formation and you slide it down to, you know, back up and down. You do 3 full sequences there before re-entering for the 2nd verse. And your main lick, you know, is just 5 to 3. And then the only difference there, in every time you go to this, it's all just full bar chords. And then the chorus to 2 to 7. And then to open. That's the open G. And then to play C, you just bar the 5th fret. Open G, 5th fret, which is the C. And then go to 7, back to 5. And then you strum and wait for the final climbing the staircase. Alright, so that should be all the parts you need to fit that one together. So I hope you have fun with it. See you next time. Thanks for tuning in to my series on how to play great songs. Fearless is the first one I've taught with the open G tuning. Once you get comfortable with this, there are plenty of other songs with the open G to have fun with. Have a good one.